Hello everyone. In this video, we will go through some approaches to find out the maximum or minimum value of an expression. Here, we will particularly deal with those expressions which are a function of x, okay? So it could be a 1-degree equation on x, for example, 2x plus 3. It could be a quadratic equation having degree 2. It could be a cubic equation, but only an equation in terms of x, okay? So let us go through these approaches, okay? We'll also be solving some examples based upon the same. So the first approach that we'll go through, it is using differentiation. Now many of you might not be aware of this term differentiation. So differentiation is not very tough, okay? You just have to remember a few rules and you can easily solve questions in which you are asked maximum minimum value of an expression. You can use differentiation over there, okay? So I told you in this video we'll only be going through equations that are in terms of x. So we have this quadratic equation over here, okay? So basically what is differentiation? In this video I'll only talk about how to differentiate a particular term in terms of x, okay? For example, if you have to differentiate x to the power n, then its differentiation, it is written as d by dx, okay? So d by dx. Why have I written dx in the denominator? Because this simply means we are differentiating this term x to the power n, dx to the power n. That means we are differentiating x to the power n with respect to x. So I have written dx in the denominator, which means with respect to x. So differentiation of x to the power n is nothing but we shift this power in front of x, okay? That means nx, and we reduce the power of this x by 1. So earlier the power was n, now it will become n minus 1. So differentiation of x to the power n, it is nx to the power n minus 1. Similarly, if I ask you differentiation of x cube with respect to x, what you will do is you will write this 3 in front, you will write x, power will be decreased by 1, it will become 3x square. Similarly, if I ask you differentiation of x square, you will write 2x to the power 1 or simply 2x. If I ask you the differentiation of x with respect to x, you will write 1, because x to the power 1, that means this power will come in front and then it will become x to the power 0, right? X to the power 0 is 1 only, so we get 1. What if I ask you the differentiation of say 3x to the power 5? You will simply put this power in front, so it will become 5 into 3x to the power will be decreased by 1. Earlier it was 5, now it will become 4, so we'll get 15x to the power 4. So that is how you differentiate a term in terms of x with respect to x, okay? Now if I ask you differentiation of 2 with respect to x, okay, you always have to remember with respect to. This is 2, we are differentiating it with respect to x. So there is nothing which is attached to this 2, okay, which is in terms of x. Earlier we could see that in x cube, x square, x, we always had something which was in terms of x, right? All these expressions, x cube, x square, x to the power 1, 3x to the power 5, they all were in terms of x. But when we look at this 2 over here, it is not in terms of x. So basically we will call it a constant, okay? If we are differentiating it with respect to x, its differentiation becomes 0. Why does it become 0? We can write 2 as 2 into x to the power 0, okay? If you differentiate it with respect to x, you will put this 0 in front, it becomes 0 into 2 into x to the power 0 minus 1, but anything multiplied to 0 is 0, so we'll get 0. So you always have to remember with respect to what are you differentiating it. For example, if I ask you differentiate 3y with respect to x, but we can see that in this 3y we do not have anything which is in terms of x. So we can write it as 3y into x to the power 0. Now if you differentiate it with respect to x, you don't disturb the constant, okay? 3y will never be disturbed. For example, in the earlier case, we saw that we had this 2. We didn't disturb it, right? So here also 3y will be treated as a constant because we are differentiating it with respect to x. So 3y will never be disturbed. We can write it as 3y into x to the power 0. If you differentiate x to the power 0 with respect to x, you will ultimately get a 0. I showed it to you earlier, right? Let's try to understand it better. For example, if you have 3a, I ask you to differentiate it with respect to x, then what will be your answer? You will directly say 0, right? If I ask you to differentiate this 3a with respect to a now, so we are differentiating with respect to a. We'll check if in this expression given, that means 3a, do we have anything which is in terms of a? Yes, we have this a. That means now what we'll do is this 3 will be a constant and we are differentiating this a with respect to a. So differentiation of a with respect to a will be 1. Exactly like we did differentiation of x with respect to x, we used to get 1, right? So differentiation of a with respect to a will be 1 only. So we'll get the answer as 3 over here. I hope this is understood. There are some more rules which are related to differentiation. One is called the product rule, another is called the division rule, that will help you to differentiate some expressions like this. For example, if I ask you to differentiate, say let us take a simple equation 3x cube plus 5x plus 6. If I ask you to differentiate it with respect to x, you will write 9x square, right? That means differentiation of this 3x cube. Then differentiation of this 5x, which will be nothing but 5. Differentiation of this 6 will be 0. So this will be the answer, okay? So let us try to understand the product rule for differentiation with an example. For example, if I ask you to differentiate, say 7x to the power 7 plus 6 into 5x plus 3. Now you have how many terms that are being multiplied? You have two terms, 7x square plus 6 and 5x plus 3, which are different terms that are being multiplied. So there is one way to do this, which is you can convert it. That means you can multiply these two, then you can differentiate it as usual. But using the product rule, it becomes much simpler. How? In the product rule, if we are given two expressions, say fx and gx, which are being multiplied, if I ask you to differentiate them, that means with respect to x, then what do you get? First of all, you differentiate the fx. Okay, that means the first term. So you will differentiate first term, that means fx. Okay, and you will not disturb the second term, you will write it as it is, so gx. Then you will write plus. Okay, this first term has been differentiated once. Now it's the turn of this second term to be differentiated. So you will differentiate gx now and you will write the other term as it is. That means you will write fx. So I hope the product rule is clear. So if I ask you to differentiate this expression using product rule, you will differentiate 7x to the power 7 plus 6 first. Its differentiation will be 49x to the power 6, right? And you will write the second term as it is. That means 5x plus 3 plus you will differentiate the second term now. That means 5x plus 3, its differentiation will be 5 and you will write the other term as it is. That means 7x to the power 7 plus 6. I hope you know how to differentiate things now, okay? Now let us come back to the concept to find out minimum or maximum using this. So we were trying to find out minimum or maximum, right? So for a quadratic equation, this is only for a quadratic equation, okay? That is y, which is equal to ax square plus bx plus c. If you have a quadratic equation, then minimum or maximum exists at x equal to minus b by 2a. Rest we'll check whether it will give maximum or minimum value by differentiating once more. So what does that mean? First of all, you have to check at which point minimum or maximum occurs. So you are given this expression ax square plus bx plus c. So ax square plus bx plus c. First of all, to check at which point does minimum or maximum occur, you will differentiate it once, okay? With respect to x, because this equation is in terms of x. So you will get the differentiation as 2ax plus b, right? So to find out at which point minimum or maximum exists, you will equate this first differentiation equal to 0. This is the first differentiation. We differentiated this expression ax square plus bx plus c once. We got this. We will equate it to 0. What will we get? We will get x equals to minus b by 2a using this, right? So minimum or maximum occurs at this point, okay? That means at this value of x minus b upon 2a. We do not know whether minimum will exist at this point or maximum will exist at this point. So how to check? To check that, we will differentiate it once more. So after differentiating once, we got 2ax plus b. We will differentiate this 2ax plus b once more. So what will you get? When you differentiate 2ax plus b, you will get 2a. So this is the double differentiation because you have differentiated the expression 2 times. You are getting 2a, right? And this 2a is positive, right? This is positive. So if the double differentiation of any expression, it is positive, that means at this particular value of x, that means minus b upon 2a, we will get the minimum. Remember this, okay? Take the expression, differentiate it twice. If you get something positive, that means at x equals to minus b upon 2a, you will get minimum value of that expression. And if this double differentiation, it is negative, that means for that particular value of x, that means minus b upon 2a, you will get the maximum value of that expression. We'll solve this through an example. Let me make it clear through the graph as well. Whenever you have a quadratic equation, you know that its graph is a parabola, whether opening upwards or downwards, right? Like this or like this. How do we ensure whether it is a parabola opening upwards or downwards? If this a that is involved in the quadratic equation, this a, if it is positive, then the parabola or the graph of the quadratic equation opens upwards. If it is negative, if a is, this is for positive, and if a is negative, then this, if a is negative, then the graph of the quadratic equation, it opens downwards. So if you have a graph like this, say a graph like this, it can go anywhere, okay, up till infinity. So if a graph, it is opening upwards, if the graph of a quadratic equation, it is opening upwards, its maximum will be infinity because this graph will keep going upwards, right? This graph will keep going upwards and its maximum will not be defined. It will be plus infinity. But for such a graph, we will have the minimum which occurs at this particular point, okay? The bottom of this graph. Similarly, if you get the graph of a quadratic equation as a parabola opening downwards, then it can keep going downwards, right? It can keep going downwards. For such a quadratic equation, the minima will not be defined. Minimum value will not be defined because it is going downwards, right? So its minimum value will be minus infinity, but it will definitely have a maximum at this point. So that is what I'm trying to make you understand. Let's try to solve an example based upon the same. Okay, you had this equation 3x square minus 4x plus 5. We need to find out its minimum and maximum value. First of all, you differentiate it once, you will get 6x minus 4, right? You equate this to 0. Why do you equate this to 0? To find out at which point the minimum or maximum occurs. You will get x equals to 2 by 3. So at this point, we will have either the minimum or maximum. But to check whether we'll have the minimum or maximum, we will differentiate it once more. So we will differentiate this 6x minus 4 again. We will get 6 only. What is 6? 6 is greater than 0. That means if this double differentiation, it is greater than 0, then this value of x, that means minus 2 by 3, it will give you the minimum value of that expression. I told you here, if you get double differentiation positive, that value of x will give you the minimum value of the expression. So at 2 by 3, if you put 2 by 3 in this given equation, you will get the minimum value of this expression. So 3 into 2 by 3 square minus 4 into 2 by 3 plus 5. You can calculate this. It will be the minimum value of this expression. What about the maximum value of this expression? I just told you the graph, right? I told you that whenever you have a quadratic equation, if it's a, that means this a of the quadratic equation, if it is positive, then the graph of the quadratic equation opens upwards. So the equation that we have, it is 3x square minus 4x plus 5. A is positive over here. A is 3, which is positive over here, right? This 3. So its graph will open upwards. So its minimum is defined, which we just calculated over here. So its minimum will be at this particular point. But since this graph opens upwards, it will keep going upwards. Its maximum will not be defined, right? So its maximum will be plus infinity. Let me make you understand in some other way. You already know how to calculate the minimum value of this expression, right? Now we are trying to find out the maximum value of this expression. So we have 3x square minus 4x plus 5. So if you keep increasing the value of x in this expression, it will keep becoming bigger and bigger. For example, if you put x equal to 0, you will get 5 as the value. If you put x equal to 1, you will get 3 minus 4, that means minus 1 plus 5, minus 1 plus 5, it is 4. If you put x equal to 2, you will get 3 into 2 square, that means 12. 12 minus 8, 4. 4 plus 5, 9. If you put x equal to 3, you will get 27 minus 12, 15. 15 plus 5, 20. If you put x equal to 4, you will get 4, 4, 16, 48. 48 minus 16, 38. 32 plus 5, 37, right? So we can see that with increasing value of x, the value is also increasing. So if you put any number, say x equals to 1 lakh, then the value of this expression, it will be much bigger. So in the similar manner, if you put x equals to plus infinity, that means a very large number, in place of x, value of this expression will become plus infinity. So we get the maximum value of this expression equals to plus infinity. Okay. So I hope this is understood. How to find out the minimum or maximum value of a quadratic equation. Let us take one more example in which a is negative. Okay. For example, if you have an equation, say minus 2x square plus 3x plus 5. Okay. Here we can see that this a, it is minus 2, which is less than 0. Right. That means the graph of this quadratic equation, it will be a parabola opening downwards, something like that. Okay. So its maximum is determined. At this point, its maximum will lie, but since this graph will keep going downwards, so its minimum is not determined, so its minimum will be minus infinity, right? So minimum, you can directly write minimum value of this expression will be minus infinity. To calculate the maximum, what you will do is you will differentiate it. If you differentiate it, you will get minus 4x plus 3, right? Now to find out at which point the maximum will occur, you will equate it to 0. You will get x equals to 3 by 4. So at this point, either the maximum or minimum will occur. So how will you check whether maximum or minimum will occur? You will just check the value of, you will just differentiate this thing once more. Okay. So you have minus 4x plus 3 differentiated once more, you will get the differentiation of this equal to minus 4. So this is double differentiation, right? It is minus 4, which is less than 0. If double differentiation is less than 0, at that point we will get the maximum value of that expression. So that means at x equals to 3 by 4, we will get the maximum value of this expression. Simply put x equals to 3 by 4 in this equation, you will get its maximum value. Okay. So that's how you have to solve quadratic equation. This is particularly for quadratic equation. Okay. For equations of other degrees, say x to the power 3, 4, 5, 6, we have other methods. Mostly in CAT, you will go through quadratic equations. Okay. So in this manner, you can use differentiation. If you practice some questions, you will be very good with this. Okay.